him to monkey with construction men?
What did you shoot him for?
There's a
Filipinos, why do you fight?
Over the Manila radio, the voice of Luzon's most beautiful actress urges her people to yield, while American officers listen silently and keep a secret too dangerous to reveal.
I know it's tough when the woman you love goes over to the enemy, but you can't let her
Look,
tear
Joe,
your
that's none of your business.
That's right. But risking the lives of these men is my business. I'm trying to make arrangements for you to leave the island.
Leave? You can't ask me to leave. My children are here, my work.
Do you know what they do to guerrillas?
Tokyo has graciously consented to grant full independence to its little nephews and nieces.
Perhaps it would be a good idea to hold the ceremonies at Balintawak. It's the birthplace of Philippine independence.
I suggest you keep the place secret.
This day will live forever in the memory of every true Filipino.
You see, Spitjab invader! Take to the hills!
Let's get out of here.
Here's the story America will never forget. A picture produced while the world-shaking event was actually taking place, with an inspired cast living their roles as the gallant heroes who stood firmly and bravely in the face of certain death.
They Were Expendable is a powerful document of fact, more thrilling than any fiction, filmed with the cooperation of the United States Navy, the Army, and the Coast Guard.
These are your boys, who John Wayne as Sergeant Stryker forged into fighting men. Men who said he was as hard-hearted as steel. But one woman knew differently.
So long.
So long, Sergeant. I'll pray for you.
A letter from my wife after 18 months. You know where she is? In England, entertaining troops. Entertaining troops? Why isn't she here entertaining me? I'm a troop.
Guys who laughed at life under the shadow of death. This is their story. A story the world will never forget.
Well, you can sit here and be tough if you want to, but I'm going out there and get that guy. And the only way you can stop me is to kill me.
That's just what I'll do.
Give up the ship.
I have not yet begun to fight.
Damn the torpedoes! Full speed ahead.
Operation Pacific. Operation Pacific. Operation Pacific. Yes, these are the words that sent history's greatest armada into action. Thousands of ships poised for the 0 hour, waiting for a lone American submarine, deep in enemy waters to signal the attack. The Thunderfish, a deadly raider of the sea lanes, manned by a fighting crew and the skipper who sailed her to glory. And this is the story of these men sealed in steel. The memories each carried in his heart. The warmth of that last kiss, the hilarity of that first shore leave, the danger of missions that took them from brooding islands through the very lifelines of the enemy, where human courage challenged the devastating blasts of inhuman odds.
All hands, stand by for battle surface.
Coming up for a thrill-thundering salute to the silent service is John Wayne in the glory-rousing role of his career. Patricia Neal, Ward Bond, Philip Carey.
Aren't you dramatizing this thing a little?
No, it's different this time. You're not the hero, you're the sucker. Mary Stewart and I are gonna be married.
Still there, huh?
What?
That old zing.
Of course it's still there, you brigade. What do you think could happen to it?
We're right in the middle of the entire Japanese Imperial fleet.
Destroyers.
Jigsaw, commencing attack.
Step by step, determined and unrelenting, the mighty force of the United States Marine Corps shakes the skies, the seas, the enemy island fortresses. It is history in the making as the flying Leathernecks set the dramatic pace along the battle-scarred, blood-stained pathway to world freedom.
You just can't bring yourself to point your finger at a guy and say, go get killed. You got enough troubles of your own for one man. Stop trying to pack everybody else's around. Schedule admission.
Roger. got a belly full of you. And I'm not buying the bill of goods you're selling. I hope you'll say, let's take off these insignia and step out in the boondocks and get it settled.
But out of the turmoil of a world at war comes a romantic adventure of such infinite tenderness that it will rank with the screen's great love stories.
Are we all buttoned up?
Cat's out. Door's locked. All secure, sir.
In the web of international intrigue, a tramp of the ocean's back streets slips out of Sydney Harbor and heads for escape in the open sea. Destination unknown, destiny unholy. At her helm, a man whose iron will was the power that drove her. Her only cargo, a woman, carrying a secret too dangerous to be written. A woman whose very presence aboard ignited fires that threatened the entire mission.
We're both in the same game. Let's play it together.
My officers' quarters are off limits to you, and this cabin is off limits to my officers.
I asked him to come in.
I dare say you did. I asked him to leave.
It's the screen's most explosive star combination. John Wayne and Lana Turner as the fire and the fuse of a floating time bomb. Hunted by half the naval power of the world with orders to search them out. Search and destroy. Here is a chase that spans 20,000 miles, leaving in its wake violence in dangerous ports of call, the constant threat of mutiny, murder in the lonely Auckland Islands, romance with a man and a woman who had conquered every tempest of the seas around them, but couldn't conquer the temptations that burned within them.
When I first met you, I never thought I could sit here trying to understand you. Or even liking you.
Whatever my ship is charged with, I'm charged with.
But now I call you what you are. A liar. And a coward.
Mr. Kirchner, report to the bridge.
Commence firing.
Aye,
Chance to fight while I fight my ship.
Your ship? You're a lunatic. You have no crew, no armament, no guns.
But a propeller, one.
Now. We never listen to anybody else. Just do exactly what you want to do all the time. All right, you want to fly that thing? Go ahead. Go ahead and kill yourself. You'll wind up busted and broken.
I can always join the army.
Why don't you be quiet just once in a while? Mr. Weed wants to fly. Did you hear him? Get a line. Hurry up. Get a move on. Hey, how much time have you had?
About 11 seconds.
What?
11 seconds.
This was a man, an unpredictable man of action and uninhibited fun. And this is the girl who loved him, who took him as he was. She had to, for nothing could change him.
Do you know that you are in the arms of the newest lieutenant commander in the United States Navy?
Star-Spangled Spig.
And a squadron leader.
All I know is that I'm in the arms of a fella named Spig that I'm nuts about. Hey, how about getting back to your necking with a little more enthusiasm?
Right.
Star-Spangled Spig, the flying fool. His record-smashing shenanigans won the cheers and devotion of every sailor airman. And a very personal token from his hotshot army pals. Spigweed's story is that rare combination of hilarious fun and a touch of pathos. As original and as different as the man himself, whose crazy ideas became a master battle plan that made naval history. His adventurous, exciting life inspired this motion picture, brought to the screen by the men who knew him best, his friends. Director John Ford and the stars of The Wings of Eagles tell a story that is believable because it is real, that is unforgettable because no one who ever knew Spigweed will ever forget him.
I am an airplane. I was born in man's dream for conquering time and space. I'm made of thunder and lightning, of steel and power. But part of me is composed of the hearts and souls of the men who fly me. For them, I am their island in the sky, their private domain aloft, alone, where they rule, unlimited, unchallenged, until...
Jam. Icing up, losing altitude. We're turning northwest until we run out of gas.
Well, if we go northwest, Captain, we'll fly right off the map. It says uncharted up that way.
Well, you're down. Right in the middle of a big nowhere. They're all dependent on you. They ate today and they're still strong. But tomorrow... So find food. That's number one. Find out where nowhere is. That's number two. Then you can help the others find nowhere. They'll come. They won't leave you alone waiting on a pinpoint nowhere.
Boys, they're coming! Hurry, kid! They're coming! All cold and lonely! Willie! McMillan! Dusty! I guess we're awful hard to see down here. Harder than we thought.
Famed columnist Hedda Hopper, who gives voice to the worldwide praise. Miss Hopper.
The Longest Day is a brilliant picture, a picture that every woman and man will remember as long as courage, sacrifice, and love of freedom remains in the hearts of man.
You'll see 42 internationally famous stars, including Richard Burton, Paul Anka, Henry Fonda, Mel Ferrer, Richard Todd, Red Buttons, Rod Steiger, Fabian, Tommy Sands, Irina Demick, Leo Gann, Richard Beamer, Robert Wagner, Stuart Whitman, Kurt Jurgens, Jeffrey Hunter, Robert Ryan, Peter Lawford, Robert Mitchum, John Wayne. In size, in scope, in suspense, in dramatic intensity, The Longest Day is unparalleled in screen history. The day that changed the world.
My name is Otto Prebinger. This is the engine room of a Navy cruiser which plays a starring role in my picture In Harm's Way. It tells of the sudden panic after the attack on Pearl Harbor, of the heartbreak, the hopes, the loves, the humor and warmth of a handful of men and women. They were outnumbered. Their ships had no radar. Their guns were rusty, but they had guts, the will to survive as they fought their way back to victory. There are no studio sets in this film. It was shot in the actual locales of the story in order to achieve the maximum authenticity, reality, and excitement. The screenplay was written by Wendell Mays, based on the best-selling novel by James Bassett.
Fast ship going in harm's way. Lousy situation. Commander Eddington. Lousy.
Our efforts to cast each part with an actor ideally suited for it resulted in what I believe is one of the greatest star casts of recent years. It is headed by John Wayne, Kirk Douglas.
My goalies, don't you know better than to disturb a man at work?
Last year's Academy Award winner, Patricia Neal.
Ellie, dear, past a certain age, men are apt to avoid making sudden moves. Well, women are concerned. The women have to do the sudden moving, or else everybody stands still until it's too late.
Tom Tryon, who won stardom in the Cardinal.
A Benedict shirt!
Paula Prentice.
Mag, leave me with the baby this time. Please, Mag.
Jill Hayworth of Exodus and Brandon de Wilde of HUD.
What kind of an idiot do you take me for?
What?
Talk about cheap. There's nothing cheaper than a teaser.
Dana Andrews, Stanley Holloway, one of the 3 stars of My Fair Lady. Burgess Meredith.
I'm so scared. My bones are clicking. Like dice at a Reno craft table.
Francho Tone.
Order Captain Torrey to assume command of his task group and seek out and engage the enemy if possible.
Patrick O'Neill.
You can't do this.
I am doing it. And we've got a job here. And neither you nor Broderick or anybody else is going to screw it up. Understand?
Carol O'Connor. Slim Pickens. Jim unmistakably Mitchum. Bruce Cabot. Barbara Boucher. A New Face and Buddy.
Take me home. Come on, I need a bath.
And Henry Fonda.
And indecision is a virus that can run through an army and destroy its will to win, or even to survive.
They fought. They lived.
I just said I love you.
Why?
Never mind.
They loved. As though there were no tomorrow.
Oh, no! No!
I found him. His name is Fan Sung Ti. And I will give him to you.
When?
1 week from tonight, at the Ocosto plantation.
Do you trust her?
Of course. She's my brother's wife.
We don't go back without the general.
They're elite corps commandos, nameless and faceless in 100 newsreels and dispatches. Now you'll know them. And you'll know there are as many different kinds of courage as there are names. Colonel Mike Kirby, the pro. Beckworth, the doubter. Sergeant Muldoon, the bull. Doc McGee, the dependable. Captain Nim, the hater. Sergeant Peterson, the con man. Sergeant Kowalski, the killer. Sergeant Provo, the humble. You'll know them all in the Green Berets.
LZ is a meadow just over that rise.
Well, let's move out. Move out.